Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name's Janice and I'm a Thermomix consultant. So today, there's been a few things inspired me for what I'm cooking today. I mean, my middle son, he still lives at home. He's going to be 30 this year. But he came home from the supermarket with some frozen pizza pockets, which were on special. And I thought, I can do that. I mean, that's something, you know, I've got a recipe, and it's from The Road to Loving My Thermomix. I will link the recipe down below. But also I had a few things to use up. So I was already thinking down the line of pizza. So I've got 3 bags of chopped, 2 are ham and 1 is chopped bacon. So there's that. I'm nearly getting to the end of my pizza sauce, which I've got frozen in the fridge, so I want to try and use a bit of that up. I've got a bag of baby spinach, which is starting to get a bit wilted, because I didn't use it. I didn't need it in the recipe I made because I had enough in the other bag. I bought a second bag, but I didn't need it. And also, I've got sourdough discard. So I've tried out the sourdough discard pizza base and it's actually really nice. I mean, I don't mean to say actually like I wasn't expecting it, but I love the pizza dough recipe that's in the everyday cookbook. So I always, you know, if I love a recipe, why change? But I was encouraged to try this one and it is really great and it uses up quite a bit of discard. So I thought, let's do that. And so we're going to start off with, I've got flies everywhere, we're going to start off with the pizza dough, which is in cookie dough. So I've got, I will share this recipe down below, and I've just hit the wrong button. So we go to our 3 little menu lines up here, then we go to my week. And I have got the sourdough starter discard pizza dough saved. And we're going to start cooking. So it says, remove starter from fridge and stir, which I have done. And it says to stir any liquid that's pooled, but I always pour the liquid off because I find it's really, it's got the really sour taste. So I like it. I'm just getting some spatulas here. So I like to pour that off because this is, that smells really sour and yeasty as it is. So, rightio. And sourdough discard is just starter that's not fed. So it's used up all the goodies in it. See, you know, I stirred this and it's actually, it's fermenting again, it's activated again. So, and I've also had it out on the bench for a while, warming up. So it says to grease a large bowl with extra virgin olive oil and set aside. I haven't greased it, but I will. Now we're going to place 8 ounces of our sourdough discard, unfed. So now this one's in imperial measurements, not metric. So we want 8 ounces. I think 8 ounces is around 250 grams. I don't know, I haven't been to school in years, I can't remember all these things. 4.5 ounces of water. Just can't quite reach it. So I was reading they say your non-chlorinated tap water. Now, I've always got this one full because of water, and I just use it for my cooking because it's easier than running backwards and forwards between the sink. And they reckon to get unchlorinated water, all you do is you get your tap water, put it in a container and leave it overnight, and the chlorine will evaporate. So maybe that's why I haven't had any issues with it, using the tap water in my sourdough, but I am being conscious of it now that I've read that. Rightio. 11 ounces of all-purpose flour. Now, I'm not using all-purpose flour, I'm using, which is plain flour. I'm going to use bread flour. I will get the plain flour, I'll grab it. I will use the plain flour and just see if it makes a difference. Because I think I used the bread flour last time. Okay. Perfect. A teaspoon of salt. I've got a half teaspoon measure here. And half a teaspoon of dried instant yeast. I mean, I've always been taught that you don't put your salt, your yeast, anywhere near your salt. And in this recipe, you drop it straight on top. So I find that interesting. There you go. Lid on. 5 seconds. On speed 5, just to give it a mix up. Okay. That says to scrape down the side. Now that there was full. And so this uses 8 ounces. So that's actually nearly half of that little bottle of sourdough discard. So I love this, how much it uses, this recipe. I scrape that down. I don't have to scrape it down too much because when it's kneading, it will grab most of the leftover off the side of the blade as it kneads. Put the lid on. We're going to knead that for 3 minutes. Rightio, so I'm just going to stand here for the next 3 minutes and keep an eye on my Thermomix. I will step aside and grab the oil and oil my bowl and all that, but I'm not going to move too far away because when your Thermomix is in knead mode, your Thermomix bounces around and it can bounce off this bench and land on the floor. So rightio, I'll be back when this is finished kneading. And so rightio, it says to transfer the dough into a bowl, cover with cling wrap and allow to rise for 4 hours or until doubled in size. And what I am going to do is I have thought about this and I'm going to use the ferment mode on the Thermomix to rise the dough, rise the dough. So rightio, I'll get a few things together and I will be back. So I'm just going to give that a little knead into a ball. Okay. And I'll be back. So rightio. I've just ran around and grabbed a few things, and we're gonna prove the dough in the Thermomix, or not in the Thermomix, with the Thermomix. So we'll start off with. So it just says to allow to rise for 4 hours or until doubled in size, and then we're going to go next. Then use pizza dough as required. So we've finished with that. So So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come across here to our fermentation mode. Come on. Where did it move to? There. So I'm going to start off with, I need scales, come back. Scales. I'm just going to put like 250 grams of water in the bowl. Now, those of you that have watched me before, you know that I haven't rinsed that bowl out properly. I've just given it a bit of a swish out because I'm just going to be putting water in here to steam and ferment the dough. So, I want 250 grams. No. And this doesn't have to be extra exact. Rightio. Now we'll put the lid on. And we're going to go back to our fermentation mode. Rightio. So we want, I reckon, let's say, we'll set it, too much. Let's set it up for an hour and a half. And we'll see what that looks like. Rightio. Now we want 50 degrees. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to get our varoma. Now, I've got a trivet that fits in the bottom of your varoma. So you don't want to put your bread directly on the base of your varoma because it will block all the steam holes. So if you can see that, when it rises, as it rises and proves, it will expand and it'll block all the steam holes. So you don't want to do that. So I've got a trivet, but another thing you can do is you can use your butterfly whisk and put that on top, and that will hold it off the bottom. Or if you don't do that, you can also use like a couple of chopsticks. That works as well. Pull that off there, rightio. And we're just going to do that. Put the lid on. And I'm only going to start off with an hour and a half, but I can give it a bit more time if it's not proved enough. And so we've got an hour and a half, 50 degrees, fermentation mode. And that just shortens the amount of time it takes to ferment. And some people have got a defrost mode on their oven that they use, but my oven is, I'm waiting for the electrician to bring me a new one because the one I've got I don't love anymore. So it's not working. The fan's not working properly and it burns everything. So I'm waiting for a new oven. But in the meantime, it still sort of works. So I will be back after an hour and a half and we'll have a look and we'll see if it needs another half an hour. So that was an hour and a half. So I'll give it a poke, and it does need a little bit more time, so I'm going to give it another half an hour, I think. So you can only go down to an hour on the timer, so I'll have to come back and check it. I'll have to come back and check it in half an hour. I'll have to set another timer. Rightio? So I'll be back when we're ready to give it a knead and split it up into pieces, and we'll make the pizza pockets. Rightio. So I'm going to, that's probably risen enough for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this up into 16 pieces. Now, I should have floured this piece of paper. which is what I usually do, but because I decided to do it this way at the last minute, I forgot a step. So, and you don't have to flour the piece of paper, you just got to dust your bread in flour, and that just stops it sticking. And now I'm going to cut this up into 16 pieces, and so I'm just going to do my usual half map. So what's that? So I'm hoping, I've never frozen these, so what I'm hoping is that there'll be enough left over for me to freeze some. So, alright, I'm going to clean this up and we're going to make the filling. Okay, so we're switching over to manual mode. So I've got my dough portioned out into 16 pieces, and it says to roll each portion out, says to about half to a centimetre full. So, and I'm going to squish the edges out a bit, because they're going to lap over. So anyway, we'll do that soon. In the meantime, we're going to toss everything in the mixing bowl. So it says 50 grams of cheese. So I've got more than that. I've probably got closer to 100 grams. 93, rightio. So we've got 15 grams of tomato paste. I've also got a garlic clove and some pizza sauce. Now the pizza sauce is not in this recipe, but I do like to add it in. I had a note on my thing to add in some pizza sauce, so that's what I've done. Because when I cook things, I tend to write notes on the recipe. Now I haven't made this one for a while. 4 slices of short cut bacon, roughly chopped. So this is bacon. And that can go in the bin down there. And this is some ham. I'm just going to try and make it about 4 rashers of bacon worth, so I think that's probably it. Right. And then I'll pop that back in the freezer. But I've used that little bit of bacon I had, and I've used nearly all of that. I don't want to put it all in there because it probably won't fit in the dough. And 10 baby spinach leaves and a clove of garlic, which I've already put in there. So I'm going to go, I reckon that's 10. It's more than 10, but... And now we're going to chop that up. So we're just going to use turbo mode. And I'll do 2 lots of 1 second, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay. Got the spatula. Oh, hang on. Got to go back. It won't let go on my lid. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to give that another blitz, and I'll show you that cheese is still quite chunky. Now I had some cheddar and some parmesan in there. So let's go back to turbo, and we'll give it another 2 1 second burst. Rightio. Yeah. And so that's that there. It smells delicious. Rightio. The reason I use some of that tomato pizza sauce is because it has got all your herbs in it. Rightio. If I put that there, and how much does it say? It just says pop a little filling, so just like that, and then we're going to just do the edges. Rightio. Now we're going to leave this to rise again. See, it is a bit thin in some spots, but and I'm going to pop it on this tray. So I've just lined it with baking paper, because I do know that these split and the cheese comes out, and that's really hard to get off your baking tray. Rightio. Just same thing, I'll make it out into a circle. Put some filling in there, that's much. And then just pinch all the edges together so there's no filling showing. And if I just pinch all that together like that on the bottom, and then flatten it out. Rightio, I'll be back when we get these out of the oven. Oh, you can't even see them, can you? Rightio. I'm gonna, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this into a bowl, and I'm actually going to portion it out into now 14 equal spots, so I don't get to the end of the batch and have either heaps left over or none left over. Rightio? So I'll be back. So I've actually had another read of the recipe. And they don't need rising a second time, because I actually did look, because when you make a pizza, you don't fill the pizza and then let it rise, you just fill the pizza and put it in the oven. So this one's a bit thin. Anyway, I'm going to bung these in the oven, and they say for 15 to 20 minutes, or until they're cooked. So I'll be back once I get these out of the oven. Okay, so we've got them out of the oven. Some of them have exploded a little bit. This is super hot. And I'm going to chop one in half. Try not to squash it. And that's our filling. So we'll give it a little taste.
Sorry, Mum.
Okay, so we'll give it a little taste. All right. That is really nice and pizza-y. Rightio. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please give it a thumbs up and pop over to my channel and subscribe?
Right.
And I really hope I'll see you next time.